Hello, everyone. This is Lisa with Inspired Heart Intuitive and soon Heart of Inspiration, here to help you lead a spirit led, whole, and healed, peaceful, and prosperous life. It is Toxic Relationship Tuesday, which we are now going to be calling Life After Toxic Relationships, or later, LATR. And I put that email, that video out earlier today to kind of like prep you guys for where we're going with. So, we talk a lot on this channel about recovery from toxic relationships, about healing, right? Our spirit, our soul. We talk a lot about manifestation and other spiritual gifts. And about why are we talking so much? And we've kind of changed that lately, right? I don't want to talk so much more about what the narcissist does. I mean, we could talk about that in relationship to why we're attracted to them or why we've attracted them to our lives. But I really want to empower and inspire you. That's why the channel is called Inspired Heart Intuitive. That's why the other channel is Heart of Inspiration. I want to talk about what's inspiring, right? So tonight about embracing the present. So often we are so overly consumed with what are we going to do or the past, right? We're so consumed with, oh my gosh, this happened in the past, this happened in the past, this happened in the past, that we are not embracing our present situation. We're not embracing the things and how far we've come, our accomplishments come right now, and realizing, oh my gosh, I am so far, I'm over here. I started out way back here and I'm way over here now. How awesome is that? So I want to talk about that, embracing the present. When we are living in the present moment, always looking towards the future or always looking back at the past, we can take a snapshot, moment by moment snapshot of where we are energetically, where we are spiritually, where we are mentally, and then eventually where we are physically. But as we're in this snapshot, it's kind of like checking the engine, right? It's like doing a systems check. Where am I right now? What's going on with me right now? Why do I feel how I feel right now? Why am I reacting to people the way I'm reacting to them right now? What's going on with me right now? You can get into the right now. That's kind of in this concept of like mindfulness. Hello, Heather. That's like this concept of mindfulness, right? Being in the present moment. The more we can be in the present moment, the more we can say, oh my goodness, I went off like a bottle rocket on this person and it really like affected me. Why did it affect me? Hi, Steph. We're walking on eggshells. Yes. Cheers. Yes, I'm drinking coffee, guys. Being in that moment is liberating. And I'll give you an example. So being in the present moment today, right? I work in a call center, blah, 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 right? Call center environment. And there's a gentleman that sits away from me. And he peeked his head up over the cubicle wall and he said, oh, do you know, he wanted some information, right? About something that we had just got an email about like 2 days ago. So I'm looking at him and I'm like, we just got an email. I said, well, we just got an email about that. But I don't know all this stuff, as if I was a secretary. So I at first got all like, what? I'm not your secretary. And then I stopped and I said, now why am I feeling like this? Why do I have this moment? And then I realized, because there was still that little bit of like, you need to be doing the work. You need to be putting, I felt some type of way about the fact that here we are peers. We both started this job at the same time, and like you can tap into me for all your information. So I had the moment of clarity of being in the present And instead of going off like a bottle rocket, like I typically would have, I sat down and I forwarded him every email that I could find on the subject. And then I peeked my head up the cubicle wall and I said, okay, look, I sent you everything. Not sure where the information is, but it's in one of those 5 emails I sent you. Just from now on, I just take a moment, read your emails. All right? Because we are all very busy. Had I come at him like I normally, I would have been like, secretary, I ain't this, I ain't that, head would have been bobbing, eyes rolling, fingers moving. I took that moment. Now, because I took that moment, and then I was like really pleased with myself. I'm like, Lisa, that's a great job. You did not go off. Look how far you've come. That you can remain in peace in that moment, assess what's going on, and then bring energy back up again. Hello, Jeanette. Raise your energy back up to that level, not living in lower level energy. I'm going to go a little deep now. You've seen, hopefully, Dr. David Dawkins put this out there. The energetic scale, right? The lower level, lower frequency vibrations are where fear, anger, war, all that stuff live. And the highest level energies are where love, spirit, all of that lives. When we're in a toxic relationship, because of the constant chaos that we're living in at that moment, in those moments, we're living lower level energy because that's all we can do. That's all we can handle in that moment is what's going on way down there. We can't raise ourselves up until we become enlightened. We can't raise ourselves up and out of that because this is our world and this is our part. So we're playing on their playing field. They have home field advantage. I don't know if anybody's sports fanatics like I am, but they have home field advantage, right? We're playing by their rules and we're living in their energy. But I heard something today that just turned a light bulb on, and it was like, wow. Truly being enlightened really is not even necessarily this like crazy ethereal whatever. When you are enlightened, exactly, redirection. When you are enlightened, you become aware that you yourself are light at your very core and your very being. You become aware of that your spirit, your higher self, is really your true self. And what is light? What is God? What is source? What is creator? He is love. Pure, unadulterated love. Our spirit comes from him. He created us. We are a part of him. He is a part of us. So what are we at our core? We are pure love. As we move out of these earthly vibrations, these lower level, the unenlightened vibrations, and come into the realization that we are light and we are love. This is why I say all the time, we are divine beings. We are infinite beings. We are of the divine, from the divine, and we are divine within ourselves. Not supremely divine, but we are divine within ourselves. When we can recognize that we are divine within ourselves at our very core, and that we are here having an earthly experience that we call life, we're going to be here and experience life, we can raise ourselves above our circumstances. We can raise ourselves above the toxic relationship. We can raise ourselves above the lower level energy and make a choice to live up here. How freeing is that? How absolutely liberating is that? So today, instead of feeding that lower level, Lisa's going to tell you exactly where to go and how to get there and how that darn phone number that you wanted, because you need to be reading your emails. See, that was me 15, 20 years ago. Wouldn't have had no problem telling you. I'm going to tell you how to go, where to go and how to get there. I need a raise. Honey, they pay me very well to do very little work, honestly. Like, I work, but really what I pay me very well, but thank you. Instead of feeding that lower level, I chose to stay here. When you choose to stay here, just like if you're up on top, if you ever been in a plane, or even if you're high up, like in a building, a tall building, right? And you're looking down, you can see the look of the city. You can see the street layout. You can see other buildings. You can see people, cars. You can see all the movement that's down below you. When we embrace the present and we make our present the higher level energy, we make the present love and light at its purity, its purest level. We are here looking down. If you're in a toxic relationship right now, if you can raise yourself up and look down, you will see everything for what it is. You will see the other person for what they are and why the way they're acting. And it will seem very small, because it is. And very childish, because it is. But not only that, you get to see how you are acting and reacting, and realize that's not how I want to be, and that's not my true self. So now I get to choose how I react. They're looking at it from up here, and I'm calling the play on the field down here. So here, when we embrace our present moment, and if we can live in a present constant moment up here, we can watch things happen down here. I'm a football fanatic. I love football. When I go to games, I like to sit up high. I don't like to be right down on the field. Now, I don't know if any of you guys watch. You don't know enough about football, but let me tell you. When you're up high, you get to 22 men on the field. The ball is snapped. And all of a sudden, you see the defense spread this way. You see the offense spread this way. And then the play begins to develop. The two collide. You get to watch the defense that are trying to defend the play. And you get to watch the offense as they're trying to run the play. It is poetry in motion. That's what we'll be able to do from up here. When we can become a present being in the moment, living in their vibrations as love, tapping into the spirit as in a love relationship, in a higher vibration, we see the play opening right before us. We see it. You probably already do this now. Remember, if you're no longer in that relationship anymore, you could probably remember. You would know if your partner did or sang in a certain tone, or they came in a certain state. You would feel energetically what was about to happen. Little night tonight. You knew there's probably going to be some fussing and arguing. You knew that he or she wasn't going to be in a good mood. You knew it was going to be a show. Yes, exactly. Taking yourself outside yourself. Watching the replay later. I am on live right now. So I am looking at the chat and I'll read out some things just so you're like, what is she doing? So you already knew when old boy or old girl walked in the room what was going to go down. I mean, I knew that as a child. I knew when dad got home from work, depending upon how he put down that lunchbox or depending upon the look on his, he didn't even have to speak. I knew what mood he was in. With my ex, I knew what mood he was in. He didn't even have to say a darn word. I knew it. And I could tell you exactly what was going to happen. I could probably predict the time, 15 minutes in, half hour in, an hour in. Hunty, we were in full blown, oh my gosh, just go to bed. Time my just please take your Pabst Blue Ribbon, drinking behind to bed. Because I don't want to hear nothing else that you got to say. I knew, and that was about an hour in. I just couldn't take it after about an hour. We were done, you know. So anyway, but when you can, but I was still living in it. I knew what was about to happen, but I had no, I couldn't get out of it. Because I was living in that lower level energy construct with him. Because I myself had chosen, actually, I've always been a very spiritual person, chosen to not live up here, to come live with him here, because I felt he needed me here. I was not ready to continue to live up here because I hadn't healed anything from this point down, from my solar plexus, my power on down. I hadn't healed any of that. So I didn't even know how to keep a constant cleansing flow of energy through me. I had no clue about how to do that. So it was easy for me to live in the lower level energies because there was a disconnect between the heart and here. Actually, probably more from the throat down. There was this disconnect. This was all very developed, right? But my heart hadn't been healed. I hadn't voice back. I hadn't got my voice back. I hadn't felt that I could speak it. I didn't feel like I could speak it. I didn't feel like I could say what I truly felt for fear that I would lose this man. I was not empowered here. I definitely was not empowered here. And then that just made everything else just crazy. So it was real easy to slip down into that. When we're in an unhealed state, it's very easy to slip into that. Because that, in essence, is what's attracted this person to you anyway. The fact that you are unhealed has attracted them. As we, though, heal and mend and become more enlightened and empowered, we need to be we need to be patting ourselves on the back and saying, man, how far have you come? You need to be celebrating those things. Don't denigrate yourself and beat yourself up and be like, I got so far to go. Oh my gosh, Lisa, I hear you talking and I want to, and I just can't get there though. I'm just not there yet. And oh my gosh, no. I want you to take wherever you are right now, grateful for it right now. Not even be grateful, because grateful, this is the other thing I heard today. This is deep. Grateful is being grateful is like happy. It is a temporal state. Happiness is temporal. It is dependent on what's going on around us. It is dependent upon our situation. Joy and appreciation are spiritual gifts and spiritual eternal states. Cassandra. So when the Bible says, count it all joy, not count it all happiness. God wasn't saying be happy because all this crap is going on around you. He said, count it all joy. Paraphrase the rest. When you can count it all joy, you can see the blessings and the lessons in the tribulation trials you're going through. If you're only concerned about being happy, then when you're in a bad state, there's no way you can be happy, because the human body, the mind, happy when there's turmoil going all around it. However, the spirit can be filled with joy. The spirit man can be filled with appreciation, because the spirit man is looking at it from the scope, the lens of eternity. I want you to ask that, because this is how I can appreciate going through what I went through to get where I'm now. Was I happy while I was definitely with that ex? No. Did I have a happy childhood? Nope, did not. But when I embrace who I am right now, and I embrace my present state, and I embrace my present growth, I can count it all joy. Everything that I went through, I can count it all joy and be appreciative of lessons that was learned. I can be appreciative for where I am right now. I can live in love. I don't wish that man any harm. I really don't. I still pray for him. And in fact, I am very sad for him because of his existence and because of the turmoil and the torment it must be to live in a narcissistic fashion with narcissistic personality disorder. It must be tormenting to not love yourself. And you know how I know it's not to love yourself and not feel that you can be loved? Because that was me. Let's all about this, beloveds. Let's all be real about this, sweeties. That was you. That was me. It might even still be to an extent. We want to point our fingers at the narcissist. And I know I'm getting off a little topic here, but I'm going back. Most of us that are here with me have been in Black church. You know how we do it. We go off and then we come back. I got it. We didn't love ourselves enough, because had we loved ourselves truly and fully and completely, we never were a person in the first place. Now sip on that for a second. Sip that tea one. Let that one sit with you. We do not love ourselves. When we do not love ourselves totally and completely, we attract people that don't love us. Why? Because we don't deep down inside feel that we deserve love either. That's another dirty little secret about the empath and the narcissist. Both of us were in the same darn spot when we're together. Neither one of us loved ourselves and not feel like we deserve to be loved. I'm not saying we wanted to be treated like that consciously. I'm not saying we wanted to be abused consciously. I am saying subconsciously, I feel we were deserving of love. When I'm enlightened, When we become enlightened, when we recognize that there is more to life than this three-dimensional, lower level energy life, and I will do on this like 1,000 or 900 or something like that. We don't get to love till about 700, 700 there. If I'm and I will verify all of this. I know if you go and you look on some of the meditative YouTube channels, there's certain fees for the heart chakra, for the throat chakra, for the pineal gland, for the third eye, and for the crown, and that will tell you the frequency which that energy vibrates. That's why the music is at that frequency to help heal that particular chakra. You will notice are lower for the lower level energy chakras. So I feel like heart chakra's got to be about 500-600. That is usually about the highest most human to get to. That's the highest place we are at right now in the evolution of humanity. We're getting the entire human race vibrations are being raised because there are those of us that are raising them. It doesn't millions upon millions, well, I should say billions of people to raise the complete consciousness of the planet. As you raise your consciousness, you begin to recognize and realize, ooh, wait a minute. That's not really, this is not really how I want to live. This is not my true self. And we begin to do the work to heal everything else from here down. We take our power back, like some of you guys have said. We stop feeling sorry for people, feeling like we gotta fix everybody. Stop feeling like we gotta fix everybody, and that we deserve love, we deserve respect, we deserve to be honored, we deserve a life that is whole and healed, missing nothing broken. We recognize that. We begin to feel safe because we understand that that we have the ability to protect ourselves. Not only that, that God is always there to protect us. Right? We begin to disarm those childhood defenses that we put up. We needed them then. We don't need them as an adult. And the moment and carry those defenses through to adulthood, right? It's because we're protecting something that needs to be healed. Just like a scab comes over a wound, that scab, that defense, a wound. When we begin to sit with the energy, acknowledge it, look through it, and allow it to be healed, we take the power of that memory away, living in the past. We take the power of memory away. We peel off the scab and take the power away and say, nope, I don't need to feel like this. I don't. And then we're able to embrace that moment in its totality and be very appreciative of the moment. And the more appreciative of every moment, the more we are appreciative and embrace who we are at this very moment of existence, the higher our vibration becomes. And the higher our vibration becomes, the higher we see. And we look and like, oh God, that's really not, really? This is where you want to be? It no longer affects you. It honestly stops affecting you. Because you're here. It's like, oh, all right, whatever. You're here. Pat myself on the back. Guess what, girlfriend? You passed the test today. You didn't go off. Guess what, girlfriend? I didn't let him gaslight me today. Nope. Good job. I'm feeling stronger. Yeah, I know all that crap he's saying. Oh gosh. I know he's saying I'm this and I'm not that, and I don't deserve to be loved. And this is single all up until he came in on his white horse and rescued me from my life. And I'm the best thing that ever happened to him. He's the best thing ever happened. Okay. Doesn't even affect me anymore. Because when you're at it, you're like, you're such a little when you're up in a plane and you get close enough where you can kind of focus in and really see um the city. Everybody looks so small. Everything looks so small. Huge buildings that could be stories and stories and stories tall look like, like they're little toys. That's what being elevated means, right? You look down and it seems so small. So when they're saying all this crazy crap, you're looking down going, oh, all right, well, you're a toddler having a fit, clearly. So I'm gonna let you do your thing. I gotta let this catch up. Okay, good. It caught up. Now, how does this all tie to embracing the present moment? As we live in higher vibration, as we live in the love and above vibration, which is spirit, right? It's even above logic. The love and spirit vibration is even above logic. When we live in the higher vibrational world and we in present moment, the past holds no weight for us any longer. It holds nothing over us. The future looks bright. The future is what we create it to be. And the more we live in the present, the more we affect the future, and vice versa. Because if you think about it, the present, the moment you realize it is a present moment, has already passed. So living in this present moment constantly, very aware of who we are and where we are and what we're doing, and being very aware of the spiritual world around, being tied. We still have to stay tied. We are limitless. We still have to stay tied to this earth because we're having a third dimensional experience. We must stay tied to the earth because we're living a third dimensional experience. But the beauty of this is that the more we just live here, well, understood, tied here, but our spirit man is in control. Our higher self, our true self is in control. The more we can look at those things that come around and our non-reaction to them, or wiser, love-filled reaction to them, we can look at them and say, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you for guiding me to this place. Thank you for healing me. Thank you for self-love. Thank you for being self-partnered. Thank you that passes all understanding. Thank you for prosperity, abundance in my personal, my professional, my life. Thank you for total abundance. Thank you for all of this. And thank you that I am no longer subjected to basal, primal, icky energy. Man, you done good, Lise. And there's nothing wrong with being proud of yourself. And there's nothing wrong with saying, wow. Sometimes I think we feel like if we're proud of ourselves, that we're like, oh, we're feeding into ego and oh, we're being narcissists. No. There's a certain amount of healthy ego that's necessary. right? There's a certain amount of it that's necessary, and it's healthy, and it's good. You should be proud of it. You should be. Because it's a blessing. It's growth. A lot of work into this to get yourself where you are right now. Not where you will be, not what right now. You put in a lot of work to get to the point you are right now. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for taking moments like this and spending 35, 40 minutes. I'm proud of you for that. I'm proud of you for investing time in yourself. I'm proud of you for investing work and energy, your healing and your self-partnership and loving yourself. I'm proud of you that you're taking those steps, because not everybody is willing to, everybody can. And I'm telling you, people will come on this channel all the time and they'll ask me, well, is this going to happen? And they'll ask me what their love life. They'll ask me about that. And they keep circling around and never wanting to actually get to the core and get to the work and get the work done on themselves. So you have no idea how special you are for being willing to do the work. I am proud of you for that, and you should be proud of yourself. When you in your present state, if you pat yourself on the back right now, honey, pat both the shoulders. Pat yourself like this if you got to. I don't know. But when you do, how does that make you feel? Because let me tell you, just telling you guys I'm proud of you right now, and those that are watching the replay, I'm telling you the same. I'm proud of you for investing the time and clicking on this video and being willing to listen and being willing to invest in yourself, willing to do your work and work on loving yourself and making yourself the best you, your highest you. When I say that, I just feel amazing. I feel amazing. I know you have to feel amazing, because tell yourself, thank you, thank you, thank you. Lisa, good job. Steph, good job. Heather, good job. Good job. I don't know who else is watching. Good job. Tell yourself good job. Build yourself up. You're not being narcissistic by doing so. You are embracing your present. Jeanette, good job. You're embracing your present being. You're embracing your higher self. You're embracing all the work done. You're embracing the present moment. And when you embrace the present moment from this level, from 30 and 50,000 feet, everything else down on the ground, they're all the ants. My goodness, I wished I had been able to do this while I was married. Although we never got married in the first darn place. Let's just be real about that one. Yes, you should be proud, Heather, of everything that you've come through. Holy cats, guys, what have we been through? And some of us are still going through, and we're still there. Hey, Miss Virgo, I'm proud of you too, baby. Yes, girl, you've come far too. I see you guys' names. You guys have been my regulars. I see. And people email me that watch the replays later, or they message me. I see you guys too. You guys have put in work. But we spend so much time either dwelling on the past or always looking to the next achievement. That's me. Always looking for the next achievement and not in how far and where we are right now and enjoying the moment. Let me tell you, you get a lot of enjoyment out of the moment when you finally embrace it. And when you're embracing it from a 50,000 foot level, my gosh, sweeties, it really does look small. All of their ranting and all of their bitching and moaning and complaining, it's tiny, it's minimal, it's meaningless, it's juvenile, it's childish, it's petulant. I'll keep on coming up with names, descriptions. But at the very end of it all, it is beneath you because you are a higher evolved being, because you are an enlightened being. You have embraced love and light in its totality, and you are your very essence of who you are. So be that. So be that. So be that being of love and light. And let me tell you something. If you are in right now, romantic relationship, we'll put it that way, or even familial or friends, whatever, you're in the midst of a relationship right now that you haven't been able to get out of it yet, the quickest way to get them to either act right, out of your way, is to continue to live up here and look down. Because that airplane, 30,000 feet in the air, can anything down on that ground touch you unless it's a missile coming up at you? Nope. It can't touch you. The car can't run you over. The person can't bump into you. You know what I'm saying? It can't touch you. The wind doesn't affect you. You're up in a plane. The rain doesn't affect you. You're not getting wet. Right? There's no effect. There can't be any because you are at 30,000 feet in the air and everything is this small. So embrace your growth and live in your growth, in your elevated place. Stop coming down. Stop reacting. Thank you. Stop reacting from your lower levels and start observe from your higher levels. And let that place be the place you come from when it is time to react or to speak on something or whatever. Work from here, not from here. Stop giving them home field advantage. Stop giving them home field advantage. All right, that's what I wanted to share tonight. It's been about 45 minutes. We've done pretty well. Yes, thank you, Heather. Please like, share, and comment. I really do appreciate your comments. It helps me a lot as we are going forward. Now, the other channel is Heart of Inspiration. Okay, should be able to find it. I'll try to post a link here. Starting next week. That's what I know. God, yes, God's changing you, and you're changing you too. You're creating a new person. It is more or less. It is. I don't use it as much as I could. Super chat. So I'll be cutting this video off for the anyway. So the new channel is Heart of Inspiration, and that's where we're going to be doing these teachings and going forward. The format that I'm working towards is recording some of these teachings, putting them up on the nights. So Monday night is manifestation. Tuesday night will be later, because we're going to say later to them toxic relationships, and later to not loving us, and later to not feeling that we deserve, but not feeling like we deserve love. Later to all that garbage. That's what we're saying. Later. Okay. So that's going to be on Tuesdays. This is going to be an uploaded video. And then Thursdays we'll still do we'll do evening enlightenment. But then the time, what I'm planning on doing, guys, is that then I'm going to have an after the show live on this channel here. So I'll still maintain both channels, but that one's going to be much more content driven. And so this up probably in its entirety. This video will go up over there. All right. So guys, start subscribing to Heart of Inspiration. I'll be posting, like I said, this video, and I'm about to do another one that I'm just going to kind of get up there. And yeah, start posting, start subscribing there, because we're going to be moving this content there. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions? Because I think what I'm going to do. Well, I have to figure out something with my AdSense account. Hopefully I can get that resolved this week. So for right now, if anybody wants to make a gift to the channel, we'll still use PayPal for right now. Yeah, I'm just putting that. We'll just use PayPal for right now, because we're also going to switch to using a different live streaming software, and then that'll give me a different way of doing things as well. Okay. So does anyone have any questions before I sign off of here? Any questions at all? Or anything to say? I'll give everybody a few minutes. I really do appreciate you guys' participation, though. It's been okay, guys. All right, so I'm gonna let this go tonight. If I get the chance, I will come on later, do an after the live show. We can kind of a bit. And then considering coming on tomorrow night, trying to figure out who's as a guest. And then Thursday, I do want to talk more about, we're going to be still talking, doing spiritual enlightenment. Thank you so much, Heather. We're going to be talking on Thursday, I believe, about more about this life without limits concept, and coming at it from an aura perspective. So hopefully that will bless you guys. I will start doing more teaching on the aura. Oh, and one last thing. I am planning on having another spiritual ministry training class. As Virgo, it's going to be the same content before, so that's not something. And Cassandra, that wouldn't be something I think you guys would want to do. So I'm going to be doing that as we're getting the light up. I'm sorry it's taking so long to get that. It's my fault. So look out for that coming soon. And private tarot classes. If you have some private tarot classes with me, let me know. We'll work something out for that. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. So yeah, we'll talk life without limits, or we might talk about being an empath and like growing some of those intuitive gifts. One of the two, not quite sure. Okay, so thank you, sweetie. Hey, I'm proud of you too, Brandy. Proud of how far you've come, Lollipop. Okay, guys, I gotta roll. I love each and every one of you. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys. Namaste. Bye-bye.